Alright, before you start watching this video, just a disclaimer, it's not going to be anything too interesting. It's literally going to be me just addressing some accusations that people have said, whether it be on a Twitch stream or anywhere else, people just generally accusing me of cheating. Uh, if you don't like this type of video, then now's your chance to click off. But just a heads up before we get into it, it's going to be not the most positive video. It's going to be me explaining. It's not going to be interesting either, really. It's just going to be me explaining here for however long it takes me
I'm
to
not bound by petty notions
explain
of conscience.
why it is I did what I did, some reasoning, some backstory, the rest of it basically.
Let's
So
not be utter
basically,
savages about this.
the
Okay? I
reason
know that
I've
some
made
of
this
you
video
are
is because
emotional.
there's two screenshots circulating in the Twitch community, especially, of me liking two videos to do with Cronus Max, and then there's another comment I've left on the product page of the Cronus Max on YouTube, asking if it's compatible with a Mac and also calling it a good product, right? So basically, on those two screenshots, people have took those two and said, "We've got him. He must cheat. This is all the evidence we need." Uh, panic cheats, basically. Right, so this video is going to explain to you why these people are wrong, how they're wrong, some reasoning from me, explanation from me of why I commented and liked the videos. Okay, so basically, around the time of me liking the videos was when Black Ops 3 was still played, right? And so at the time, I was just naturally watching Black Ops 3 content creators like Scump, some FaZe members, some other competitive card players. They used to make videos, like some pretty good videos at the time. Like I would say that's the best time cards had for me on YouTube, like some enjoyable videos. But Scump made a video which was, it related to me a lot because the problem he was complaining about on the video was that he said, "Sony, please make a DualShock 4 wired controller," right? I can't play on Bluetooth anymore. I really can't. Because he'd just come from Xbox. You know, the transition happened between PS4 and Xbox, where all the comp players come across. And so they weren't used to playing on Bluetooth. Xbox always had wired connections for the players to play on, right? So he was just making videos on just how bad the DualShock 4 was at the time and why he needed a wired connection. And despite all the videos, not just Scump making it, but various other content creators, and not just COD either, it was some other competitive games on PS4. They made videos on the Cronus Max and how it helped solve the problem of the DualShock 4. Okay, so around the time of that happening, I decided to look into it for myself. I thought, Scump's word is good. I trust Scump. I also trust MLG, but I should probably do my own research into what exactly this is before investing in this product, right? So naturally, I've just commented on the video at the time, not thinking anything of it. I said, I can't remember the words. I think I said, "Amazing product. Is this compatible with a Mac?" Right? So I've asked, is it compatible with a Mac? The response I got was no. And so that's just a game breaker for me because I had a Mac at the time. I still do have a Mac, but yeah. It's like a game breaker. It's how I'm meant to use a device that requires you to configure it with a PC in order to use it, right? So naturally, before, I've liked two videos to do with the Cronus which said, you have to configure it, here's how to configure it. So I liked the two videos, not thinking anything of it, because, it's just research, basically. And then I've commented. You can see that I liked the videos, then commented, right? People have took those two, so the two liked videos and the comment, they've took those, put them together and said, he must cheat at the time. But you've got to understand, at the time, this is before any of this shit come about, any of this Cronus Max business in Uncharted 4. This was before anything of like this nature come about. This was literally, I think Uncharted 4 must have been almost brand new at the time. If not, like, I don't even know. Like, literally must have been brand new at the time. This was before any of this negative shit about the Cronus Max come up. At this time, I've commented on the video. The sole purpose was just to find out more about the product. I liked the video, the two videos, just to, yeah, because I'm learning about the product. Like, I'm obviously not going to spend my own money on a product I don't know what it does. Like, I trust Scump, I've said that, but, I mean, it's my money against his word, you know, like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure most people would like to do their own research on a product. I think that's fair enough. I don't think I should have to explain myself on why I like two videos or why I have to put so much explanation into two videos, but I mean, apparently I do, so there it is. Now, people are saying, you know, I don't give a like, probably at this point they're saying, I don't give a fuck why you say you cheat, right? So, okay, so a Cronus Max in the Uncharted community's eyes is primarily a cheating device, right? Which isn't true. It's an adapter which can serve as an adapter for, say, a controller on another console like the Wii, like the Xbox, you know, something like that, and you can use it on a PS4 or a PS3 or vice versa, you know, any other console. It can serve as a bridge, which is what I was looking for it to do. It can serve as a bridge between a Bluetooth controller and a console, making that connection wired, not Bluetooth, which is obviously important if you want fair play. And that's why I commented on the video at the time. Later I found out about the adapter thing. So I thought at the time it was just used because MLG just said it was they were using it for the wide connection between the Bluetooth controller at the time and the console. So I thought that's fair enough. You know, that must be its only use. But apparently it can do much more, right? It can also serve as an adapter, which was also very useful to me at the time. So on top of it being useful for a wired connection, which people don't really put much emphasis on now because, you know, there's a wired PS4 controller release, but at the time there was literally nothing on the market to offer a wired connection to a controller, right? So from a controller to a console. So that in itself is reason enough to buy a Cronus Max at the time. Even to this day, if people buy a Cronus Max for that, I'm pretty sure I've even heard some Destiny players use it for the Xbox, like to use a PS4 controller on an Xbox, you know, or to use a Bluetooth controller they can't afford another controller, but they have a Cronus to use as a bridge between the controller and the console because they can't afford to get another wired controller, right? I think that's fair enough in my eyes. Like, I don't think, even though it does have some scummy purposes, I think in my eyes it's not. I don't really regret calling it a good product, you know, like an amazing product. Because if you look at those two things by itself, it really is, but it kind of shoots itself in the foot when it goes on to help people cheat in a game, like use rapid fire, burst rifle guns they can't, shit like that. Basically, that's where it really lets itself down. If it was just the Cronus Max was literally just used to serve as an adapter and a bridge to Bluetooth controllers to a console, it really would be an amazing product. I don't regret it. But I had forgotten about my comment on that YouTube channel. Because what am I supposed to think of it? Like, it was months ago. I was literally just acquiring about, you know, my inquiry. Basically, I was just making an inquiry into a product. So I forgot about it. It's just like whatever. My question got answered. You know, it's whatever. Only till all of this shit arised, I thought, you know what? It's probably better I remove my comment because I don't stand by what I said. It's not an amazing product anymore because you know how much it helps people now cheat in games online. That's the reason I removed my comment, right? It's not an amazing product like I said it was. I don't like, even though, you know, the screenshot's already out there, that's fine, whatever. I did do it. I'm admitting in this video I did comment on the video, that was me. But the reason I removed my comment is because I don't stand by what I said. It's not an amazing product, and people have took that part of the the comment, they've took it out of proportion now. So they've said, you know, he's called a cheating device an amazing product. But if you look into it, look at what a Cronus Max does. It doesn't just help people cheat. Like, if anybody competent would use their brain, they would clearly see that it's not just a cheating device. Right? So moving on, if you use a rapid fire device with an automatic gun, which I primarily use in every single game, I use, like in COD, I use the AK-47U. Like in Black Ops 3, I often use the VMP even. I was going to call it the MVP. Star Wars, the E11. Uncharted 2, I even used AK-47. Like every single game I played, I always used automatic guns. It's just been so natural to me. I always preferred the automatic guns. If we take this game, for example, because that's where a lot of my subscribers have come from and that's where this drama has started. If I used a rapid fire device or a cheating device, which serves, basically it serves three purposes in this game from what I can understand on Google, right? It serves as a rapid fire device, it serves as a way to burst rifle your gun, it also serves as a, what was the last one? Anti-recoil, that was the one. Anti-recoil. So it serves as a solution to recoil on guns, right? So number one, rapid fire. If you use rapid fire with the HS, it sees no benefit because the only people who can make the HS shoot faster is Naughty Dog. Nobody else. You can't increase the fire rate of a HS. I don't care what you say, what numerous amounts of research you've done, you cannot increase the fire rate of the HS unless Naughty Dog do it, right? Only Naughty Dog can do that. I'm pretty sure you'd even go and ask them yourselves, can you buy an external device to increase the fire rate of a HS? No, that's the answer you're going to get, right? And so even if you did use a rapid fire device with a HS, it would just send continuous R1 inputs or R2 or whatever you use to shoot inputs into your controller, making your HS sound something like this, like as if you're tapping the HS. I'm tapping my HS, just so you know. Something like that. When you're shooting it, because with a rapid fire device, all it relies on is continuous R1 inputs to send to the console, because it makes the console think that the controller's been repeatedly pressed, like the R1 button's been repeatedly pressed on the console, right? Or on the controller even, right? The second thing is a burst, so you can use it to burst your gun. So that means shoot, say, 3 bullets at a time, say, or, like, so if you use your HS, so maybe from really far away, you could do this. You could burst fire your HS like this. But even you can see, after the third bullet, your recoil starts going up. So like, even with burst rifle in your gun, it doesn't do anything, you know? Like, you put yourself, and so as soon as someone pushes you, you're fucked basically, because your gun's in burst rifle mode. You can't shoot like an automatic gun like it should be, right? So that's that out of the way. So there's only one more purpose it serves, which is anti-recoil. Now people might be thinking, like, how is he going to explain this? Like, he has fairly nice HS aim. He uses it all the time. He's done good in comp matches with it. You know, now we've got him. Anti-recoil, all it does is, imagine this is COD. I'm aiming in with a red dot sight, and you fire the gun, and the red dot sight just lifts up a little bit because of gradual recoil when you shoot the gun, right? All anti-recoil does, so say I'm shooting my gun, and say I've made the recoil a lot more drastic there, but say, all it does is, you see where this dot is, where my reticle is, all it does is bring it down to the original one, right there. Like, so it starts up here, you shoot your gun, it goes up like this, and it pulls it back down, right? But with the HS, it can't do that, right? You can't do that. Like, the HS is so weird that most good HS users don't have this generic way of combating the recoil. You don't just bring it down. That doesn't combat the recoil. You have to... I'm not going to say how I use a HS, but I have my own way of using it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people do. So, you can probably see from my videos, but I'm not going to say how I use a HS on here. So that's that. So that's 3 purposes a Cronus Max serves on this game, which doesn't benefit a HS user, and I am primarily a HS user. I've literally used the HS in every single serious match I've played ever. Like any ranked games that have been serious, competitive matches I've played serious, you know, I've used the HS all the time, right? Like ask anybody I've played against, I'm pretty sure they'll tell you I'm a HS user. I'm known for using HS in competitive. That's what people would say I would use if I was going to start the matchup against them. So yeah, so that's all three purposes a Cronus Max would serve in this game, which doesn't benefit a HS user. So now you're saying, okay, so it doesn't benefit a HS user, but what about when you use the Fallon Metler? Your gun shoots way too fast. So there's going to be a part 2 to this video which shows you me shooting an Aegis, a Fallon, and a Metler with my trigger finger, and you'll be able to see me tapping the button. You'll be able to hear the gun sounds and everything. I'll even unplug my headphones from a mix amp and plug in a speaker, and you'll be able to hear the gun sounds. So yeah, I've even gone to this much trouble just to prove to these brain dead retards, which I shouldn't even address because most good players know that I'm a legit player. I don't cheat. I just play fair, and the reason I do well is because of myself, like not an external device, which so the good players know. But just for those people who are sheep, who listen to one or two people in the community and think that one screenshot dictates I cheat, then you know the second part of this video will show you clearly that I don't cheat. I'm going to link the second part of the video in the description of this. It's going to be a pinned comment that you can go and watch as soon as you finish watching this video. Apologies if this doesn't answer any questions you've had, just leave them as a comment below. I'll reply to them as soon as I can. But yeah, I hope I've done a good job of basically giving the theory behind all this, like giving the thought behind all of this, you know, like the explanation, the kind of speak inside of it. Next I'll show you the practical side, showing you the actual proof that my trigger finger is really that good with my Aegis, with my Metler, with my FAL, and that I use L1R1, which is another contributing factor to why I shoot fast, which a lot of good players do as well. So yeah, part 2 is going to be linked below. I'll leave the URL below. Thanks for watching this video as always. Yeah, I'll see you in part 2.